everyone, and welcome to our virtual Career Spotlight on behalf of Chinook School Division and the Regina Industry Education Council. My name is Lisa Kuntz-Samanuk, and I'm the Chinook School Division Industry Education Program Facilitator. Are you passionate about working in the agriculture industry? There are many different careers to consider across a number of industries. We would like to welcome you today to the last of our 5-part video series to highlight some of the potential career learning opportunities that are available for you at Olds College of Agriculture and Technology. The video series will also be available on our website and YouTube channel for future reference. We will also have some time at the end of each of the presentations for you to ask any questions, or you may contact the college directly. Please join me today in welcoming Aubrey Price, Manager of Recruitment Operations, in the last of our 5-part series with Olds College of Agriculture and Technology. Today, we continue to focus on highlighting diverse careers in agriculture. Today's topic is land and environment. If preserving the environment and working towards sustainability are important values for you, the Land and Water Resources Diploma is an opportunity for you to live your values every day in your future career. With majors including land reclamation and remediation, as well as environmental stewardship and rural planning, there are many different opportunities for graduates from this program. Following this spotlight, you will find some additional spotlights on some of the programs at Olds College of Agriculture and Technology. These include Bachelor of Digital Agriculture degree, Agriculture Communications Certificate, Equine Programming, and Careers in Agriculture. There is sure to be something that will speak to your interests. Please join me in welcoming Aubrey here with us today. Take it away, Aubrey.
Thanks so much, Lisa. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today to talk about our land and environment programming here. Just going to get my screen shared and we will jump into it. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk about our Land and Water Resources Diploma. So this is a 2-year program that's delivered on campus here at Olds College. And this is a great opportunity for people who are passionate about the environment and who want to be part of the mission to make our world a better place and preserve it for future generations. So if sustainability is something that's important to you, our land and water graduates are really at the forefront of sustainable land practices. And this program is going to provide an incredible opportunity to develop a rewarding career where you're able to really live your values. So getting into what you're going to learn in the program, this program features a common first year for all students. So you're going to take courses teaching you about the fundamentals of plant and soil science. Students get to utilize our 15 acres of constructed wetlands on campus, which includes 19 different ponds that are planted with trees, shrubs, native plants, perennials, and wetland plants. And right on campus, as basically an outdoor laboratory, this space accommodates research projects around water quality, using the wetlands to remediate feedlot runoff and excess nutrients and water treatment. Students are also going to get a number of functional skills in things like GPS and site mapping, including using technology, instruments, as well as analyzing photos and conducting in-person visual assessments and sketches to locate, collect site information, and create maps. So the Applied Ecology course helps students understand ecosystems in terms of plants and animals and learn more about sustainable management techniques. And of course, it's very important that students also have a strong foundation in the legal and ethical implications of the work that they're going to be doing. So collaboration with companies and government departments is really key to success in this field, and knowing how to navigate those situations. By the time you leave this program, you'll understand how to uphold both the law and ethical values in your interactions. All right, so then in the second year of your program, that's when you're going to choose the major that you'll focus on. So this gives you a chance to take some classes and learn more about the industry and your future career options and develop your interests in your first year before you have to commit to the path that's right for you. The options for majors are land reclamation and remediation. So grads from this major are going to be able to work with oil and gas, mining, forestry sectors across Western Canada, help them meet government and industry regulations around returning land to its original state after it's been disrupted for industrial purposes. On the other hand, if you decide to pursue the environmental stewardship and rural planning major, you're going to work more with municipalities and counties to help them develop land use plans that reduce conflicts between agriculture, industry, and residential development while avoiding environmental damage. This major is actually certified nationally by the Canadian Association of Certified Planning Technicians, and it's the only certified planning diploma in Western Canada. So, and then in the middle, as you can see, students in both majors still have quite a bit of common courses. If you wanted to, you could come back for a third part-time year if you wanted to have a double major by completing the 3 courses from the alternate major. All right, and then getting into some of the career opportunities that you would be eligible for after this program. Now, keep in mind, this is not exhaustive. This is just to give you some ideas to start thinking of about possible outcomes. So first up, we have our land reclamation specialist. You may have heard that specifically the Alberta government is exploring ways to improve the cleanup rate for inactive, suspended, or partially abandoned oil wells. So land reclamation specialists are an important part of this process, or for similar processes in the mining, forestry, and urban development areas. And the average wage for somebody in this industry is going to be around $40 an hour. So fairly high rates for, coming out of a 2-year program. The next career option we have up here is a rural planner. So this is somebody who would help counties and municipalities to navigate their growth in ways that balance the needs of people, the environment, and economic constraints. This job is really great for people with really analytical minds and the ability to negotiate and work with competing priorities to find a way forward. Definitely some very challenging circumstances that you could find yourself in this career, but very rewarding as well. All right, and then the final job opportunity we have listed here is our stewardship and conservation coordinator. So working with the government, nonprofit, or Indigenous nations to manage and develop plans for sustainability and protection of environmental and agricultural lands. So this is certainly something that we're seeing a lot more demand for as things come. The average wage for this does start out a little bit lower. As you can imagine, sometimes working with nonprofits doesn't pay quite as well, but something that you can feel very good about the work that you're doing, and lots of opportunity for, once you have some years of experience in this industry, leveraging that to find higher paying positions and more responsibility and kind of branching out from there. All right, so I've just got some other options up here on the screen for you in terms of other career opportunities. So as you can see, there is a lot of different options available. There is a possibility to use this diploma to become a land agent as well. There's some additional requirements that you need to become licensed in that area, but the diploma would meet the educational requirements for becoming a land agent. And as you can see, there's a lot of different options around becoming, a technician or getting into research or consulting. So a lot of variety depending on your own personal interests and, just where the career takes you as you progress through it. All right, so this program does start in the fall, in September of every year. Applications open up in October. This program, it does tend to be full by the time it starts, but it doesn't fill quite as quickly as some of our other high demand programs. So definitely still feel open to applying for this, at this point in the year. Sooner is certainly better in order to have a higher chance of guaranteeing a seat. And you can always check with us, but it's rarely too late to squeeze you into this one. All right, and then talking about our admission requirements here. So you do need to have passing grades in your English language arts A30 and B30, and then grade 11 math. So we'll accept math 20, pre-calculus 20, or foundations of math 20. And then you need both chemistry or physical science 20 and biology 20, or we'll accept health science 20 or environmental science 20. So basically 4 different course requirements, any of the ORs you can choose between. And this program is first come, first qualified. So that means that you just have to have a passing grade in all 4 of these classes, or at least be on track and prove that you're enrolled in them at the time of application. And as long as there's still open seats in the program, you will be accepted. All right, tuition and fees. So this is for 1 year of the program. It is a 2-year program, so overall costs are about double of what you see here. So just over $6,200 for tuition, about $1,300 per year for fees, and then they suggest you budget a little over $1,000 per year for books and supplies. Neat thing about this program, the picture you can see here is from a field trip. They do quite a bit of field trips and field excursions as part of this program. So you get the chance to actually put all of your practical knowledge into play. And so some of those field trip fees are included in the costs that you see here, but it gives you the opportunity to explore some of the practical hands-on work that you would actually be doing in these careers and making sure that you're prepared to enter the industry by the time that you graduate. All right, that wraps up the formal part of our presentation today, but I'm happy to take any questions that we may have about the program.
Thanks again, Aubrey. Sustainable land practices are certainly becoming more and more in the forefront of our daily lives. And it's great to see that this program is available, that provides skills for individuals who have a passion for this. I really had not considered the variety of industries that this diploma would be useful in. I was thinking agriculture, but certainly in forestry and the oil industry as well. While agriculture is a huge base in southwestern Saskatchewan and Alberta, we also have a huge oil field industry here. How does this diploma help students in the oil field industry?
Yeah, so there's actually huge demand in the oil field industry for this because, of course, we hold our oil and gas companies to a really high standard, or at least we should be, for protecting the environment and making sure that they're not, doing too much damage, and especially that old sites are cleaned up. Right, we don't want to have a lot of abandoned well sites across the provinces that are not dealt with, and we need to make sure that the soil and the land around them is returned to a usable state, that it's not negatively impacting, animals and plants and agriculture that is using that land. And so, yes, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to be the person who's saying, okay, we've tested the soil, we've tested the water, here are the things that need to be fixed before we can say that we've successfully remediated this land.
Thanks. I appreciate that you were able to share a number of career opportunities that connect with this diploma and help you start your career. I think it's sometimes we need to look at a shift in the way we promote programs, and I was glad to see you do that because the program is a name, so land and environment. We've got that, but oftentimes it's hard for individuals to see, I want to do this as my career. What education do I need? And so you were able to showcase that, and I appreciate that. And I hope to do that as well. I hope that that's something that's in the forefront where people can see, I'd like to do this in my career, and this is the education I need, as opposed to this is the diploma I have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the really interesting things about this program is that, certainly not without exception, but a lot of graduates are going to find themselves in really hands-on careers. You're going to tend to be out in the field. You may be traveling across Canada. You have the opportunity to, be a little bit more active in your day-to-day work. Certainly there is capacity to, end up in like a lab setting or something like that isn't necessarily in the field. So it's not exclusively that. But if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily want to sit at a desk all day, this is an opportunity for you to, get to be a little bit more physical and not have every single day look exactly the same. And so while that doesn't appeal to everybody, I think there's a lot of people that is something that they would look for, a value in their future career. And that's really neat.
Yeah. And it is a difficult decision to know just exactly what you want to do. And so it gives you more experiences that will broaden the opportunities that are available to you. What type of students typically go into this program? Like what kind of interests do they have, and who would say, this is what I want to do, get this program?
Yeah, so I think the number one, kind of unifying thing for students in this program is that they have that passion for environmentalism, right? They care about what's happening with our land and protecting it and preserving it. And I think that that's a really important quality here, because sometimes you're going to have to fight for that in these careers, right? There's competing interests, especially economic ones from companies and that sort of thing, where they might want to cut corners or not necessarily make the choices that are the best in terms of preserving the environment. And being able to stick up for doing what's right and ensuring that they're both meeting their legal obligations and their ethical ones is super key here. And so if you're somebody who's really passionate and you want to work in a job where you're going to feel good about what you're doing and like you're upholding your own values, this is a really fantastic program for that type of person.
So I hear you saying too, it's a lot about communication and not necessarily just people who are interested in the science behind it.
That's exactly it. It's both of those things, right? You have to enjoy the science piece because there is a lot of that, assessment, monitoring, testing aspect of it. But it's not enough just to have the knowledge. You have to know what you're going to do with it, right? And there's a lot of like negotiation skills and conflict management that come with being in a role like this. I'm not saying that it's not challenging. It certainly is, but so rewarding.
So somebody who might consider that they want to go into the legal field or whatever might be interested in this. So just kind of I'm hoping that individuals will see it's not just I have a science background, that this is something I want to go into. You have a passion for doing what's right, and that there's different individuals who go into the legal side of things, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's kind of neat about this program too is if you do have an interest in the science side of things, but maybe aren't at that same, at the academic level to go into a Bachelor of Science. This is a really cool way to explore your interests. But in like you said, from the admission requirements, we're looking at your grade 11 math and science. It's not that you need that super high level to get into it, because we're going to teach you everything that you need to know. You have to have some interest in it. But you don't have to, be able to take your chemistry 30 to get into it. So I think it's kind of neat for people who are kind of in that intermediary area. I was very much like that as a student myself. I really enjoyed my science classes, but I maybe wasn't super strong at physics and chemistry and math. I loved biology. And so you can explore that kind of interest at no matter what academic level you're at, as long as you've got those 20 levels in math and science.
That's good to know. I think it opens up the doors to more and more students to take the program. Do you see students take this program, work, and then go on and add this program towards a degree, perhaps in something? And if so, what kind of degree might this dovetail to in the future, if that was the case?
That's a great question. We don't have a specific transfer agreement that would give you like 2 years of credit towards a degree in this, but it does have quite a bit of overlap with something like, say, a Bachelor of Science in Conservation or Environmental Studies. There's a fair bit of overlap there. So that's something that students could potentially go into, but they should just be aware that it might take them more than 2 years to finish a degree in that area, if that is something that they're passionate about. I would say, definitely there are people who this opens up a passion for getting further education in, but there's so many job opportunities and good career outcomes that I wouldn't say that it's necessary to get further education after graduating from this.
Okay, that's good to know. So from certificate programs taking 8 to 10 months to longer programs like a 4-year degree, there's something for everyone who's interested in pursuing a career in agriculture and gaining some transferable skills at your college. Students are sure to enjoy their hands-on and work placement experiences, coming away with a wealth of transferable skills. Thanks again, Aubrey, for taking the time to share these 5 video spotlights with us. It's been a pleasure working with you and with Olds College.
Thank you so much for having me, Lisa. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see some of you around.